I'm an actor's director, and I'm a weird kind of director. I tend to have these pictures in my head. An example is, I knew that the scene with Lady Macbeth reading the letter for the first time, Act 1, Scene 4, she would be in front of a window upright. I just knew that's where I wanted her to start. So here she has the picture and the window that she's looking out because Macbeth is returning from battle. That's where I wanted it to start. Didn't know where it was going to go after that. Some cases, I know exactly where I want it to go next, but I have these pictures at different stages of the scene, and then I just try and get things to move in those directions. Other scenes, I have seen where the actor will take it organically and sees if it works. And if it doesn't work, then we fix it. But I have these pictures, so that's where I start.
Tomorrow, as he purposes,
never shall that tomorrow see. Your face, my Thane, is a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eyes, your hand, your tongue.
I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's one of those moments in my brain where we really see the Macbeths at their rawest. And then we never really get to see that again. It kind of starts to deteriorate for both of them, like that night. So this is a genuine moment where I think we really have a feeling for the Macbeths as being a loving couple.
how now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, not that he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people.
She's the driving force. It doesn't occur to him that, oh, we need to do this. She's the one who says, oh, never son shall that morrow see. She's the one who drives him to kill Duncan. He wouldn't have done it on his own. So in a way, you ask who the protagonist is, who furthers the plot. I feel that it's Lady Macbeth, because she's the only one who's like, okay, we need to do these steps. And she gets to a certain point and she's like, oh, wait, roll it back. But she's definitely the one who instigates the things.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people.
She is your rock.
Yeah.
And so there are several opportunities there where you two are in the same scene at the same time where you calm him down.
Lady Macbeth, to me, I feel is the ultimate helpmate to Macbeth. I mean, you always want a partner who will help you dispose of the body, and Lady Macbeth is like, here's what we're going to do to the body, and let's take care of this. I feel like she is Macbeth's backbone in this whole situation. When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be no more than what you were, you would be so much more than man. Nor time nor place then did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and their fitness now doesn't make you.
Paul, I like what you're doing there where you're like, and it takes until she gets there for you to really, for her to really calm you down. And I thought it was really good for you to not chastise him, because there's evidence in there that you could be, but you're not. You're calming him down.
How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Well, you know what he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope trunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what you did so freely? This time such I count thy love.
It is at that moment where we really get to see a manifestation of what we want the Macbeths to be, and then they never really will be again.
I personally want to bring to the role some more humanity to Lady Macbeth. She's not the straightforward villain. I mean, she's doing what she's doing for a reason. In a way, she is the epitome of a good wife. She's trying to take care of her husband and make him the greatest man she possibly can. That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace, 'Twas the hour that shrieked, fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night.
Macbeth, to me, is very complicated. I actually went into this thinking that Macbeth was kind of just a bad guy and it would be kind of easy. Jumping into his head, I guess, that sounds very weird to say, but he's very complicated, and this is by far the hardest thing I've ever done acting-wise. What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes! Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No!
And it's also not impossible to expect you to be sitting on the floor rocking back and forth when you try and take your eyes out.
Says that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes! Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No.
So your backstory, I think, to at least start, if not through most of the whole thing, she's trying to figure out what broke. Something broke. Are those your knives? Define knives.
This is a sorry sight.
It is a foolish thought to say sorry sight.
As one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried, "Murder!" But they did wake each other. I stood and heard them. But they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, "God bless us."
Deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep." The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bad balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nurture in life's feast.
Do you mean?
Still it cried, "Sleep no more."
You're holding it.
And I can see you taking his face in your hand. Let me get the script out.
Yeah.
These deeds must not be done after in this way. Because that's also one of my favorite lines. But that notwithstanding, it's kind of cool because it's like you keep thinking like this, you're going to go batshit. Well, it might be a little late, but it's a great one.
There's a lot of baggage that comes with this, similar to, Romeo and Juliet. It's, your name, Hamlet, your name is in the title. Your character's name is in the title. So I have done so much reading now at this point of all these actors in the past, and it's so crazy when you're reading the perspective of an actor in like 1770 and his thoughts that he's written down about what was going on with Macbeth and the approach of that, historically speaking. And then you have Sir Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart and all these names. And then the fear of Macbeth and the curse isn't so much this weird otherworldly thing. It's in my reading, it says a lot of it is focused around the actor of Macbeth and his ability to bring in Act 5. And if he can bring in Act 5 and make it come alive, then the play probably succeeds as a whole. So I guess that's where it comes from, because I usually hate myself and I hate thinking about myself and I hate talking to myself, but I have to come to terms with the fact that, I am essentially a pillar in this play and that we can't afford me to mess up or be bad. And I can, it's a learning process. I have to accept that responsibility.
Lady Macbeth's transformation is interesting in that she seems so strong, and anytime anybody is around, she is very strong. But anytime she's alone on stage, you kind of can hear her doubts. She has the same doubts as Macbeth, but she only voices them whenever she's alone. And while he is becoming more unraveled consciously while he's awake, all of her fears come out while she's asleep.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. It's the hour that shrieks. Fatal bellman, which She gives the sternest goodnight.
And one cried murder, but they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
Are two lodged together?
One cried, Amen.
Macbeth is he's just a man that, has aspirations and goals like we all do, and you can very easily see how quickly things can spiral out of control. And I've been struggling a lot with that because, I'm coming from the past where I think Macbeth is, just crazy. And it's more than just going crazy, whatever that even means. Yeah, because he's not just crazy. He's racked with guilt, and he's trying to catch up to being forgiven.
Your voice cried, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder, sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feet.
What do you mean?
Still they cried, sleep no more. So my goal was every day to get 20 lines down and just go down, go through the play and try to memorize them. And the way I memorize lines is I essentially just go and memorize the whole thing as one big block. So I actually today, December the 6th, I started October 25th. I'll send you my, I have a screenshot of my dates because I like to keep track of it. But today is actually the final day where, at least in my head, I have the final part I need to memorize down. So I finally have them all down in my head. And so then what I do every morning, I go on the treadmill and I run and I go through the whole play as one big monologue, giving a beat between lines. And then it's through the rehearsal process then I pick up my cue lines. So right now I could go through all my lines as one big monologue. And that's how I've always done it. What hands are here? Pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No.
What's done is done. And so that's kind of her battle cry throughout this whole thing. You're trying to listen to her. You're trying to take her advice. It's just not going well for you.
She tries to portray this backbone, this solid persona, but her unconscious is just breaking down from the guilt that she doesn't want anyone to see, but whenever she can't control it, it's there.
It's not as done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. My max is 18 lines a day, and I've tried to go further, but I can't.
But it's 18 lines
18
of
lines.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
That's pretty good pace.
It's trying. It's killing me.